guys. We're going to talk to you today about the Crowne Plaza Hotel in Paris that we stayed at, yes, in France. And we're going to talk about, is it still the best hotel that we thought we could stay at in Paris? So we're going to give you some overview of what we thought of the hotel instead of just the room tour that we have posted down in one of our very first videos we posted. We're going to go a little bit more in detail about this hotel and why we think it's a good bet for you to stay at if you happen to go stay in Paris.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that I liked was their concierge service. The hotel is a great hotel. It's got a great location, but the concierge service, they kind of went above and beyond. I mean, I've dealt with concierge before, and their job is to help you with your stay. But they had walking maps available. They obviously were used to dealing with tourists, but they asked you where you wanted to end up, what were some things you wanted to see along the way. And I mean, the walking, that's our intent, was to walk. We didn't want to take the metro or an Uber, at least on our journey to our destination. We wanted to see what there was to see. And they were excellent at that. They drew it out with a marker and circled items for us and told us what we could see along the way. We saw street vendors and shops. We saw parts of Paris that you wouldn't be able to take advantage of in the metro because obviously you're underground. Or if you're in a taxi or an Uber, you're just flying by this stuff and you're not really experiencing any of it. So we thought the concierge service was excellent. So if you're a first timer to Paris, I mean, even if you've been there a couple of times, it's worth considering. One, again, for their service, but two, their location's a great location. Let Tina talk a little more about that.
Yeah, the location, we felt like the hotel was right in the middle of all the excitement. They had a little kind of a plaza open area right outside the front door of the hotel. And there were lots of different things, events and functions and things like street fair kind of things and booths set up on the weekend and different things. And then just within walking distance all the way around within like a 1-block radius of the hotel were Starbucks and Five Guys and different authentic Paris food vendors and little shops and delis.
Lots of cafes. Their street-lined cafes are what they're famous for, and they're prevalent. Lots of choices to where you can eat and sample different things. It was wonderful.
And it's so beautiful in Paris. I mean, people say they don't like Americans. We didn't feel that at all. We enjoyed ourselves in Paris. I love the little restaurants that have their seating outside on the sidewalk and everything's facing toward the street. I thought that was really quaint, and some of the little shops would have blankets draped over, little shawl things kind of draped over the chair in case it got a little chilly, and it was just really fun to just walk around this area and see all of the authentic Paris stuff, and there was even a little grocery type store within 5 minutes from our hotel that we walked to and grabbed some snacks to keep in the hotel room. There were plenty of things at the hotel itself to make it all inclusive, to just have everything you needed right there. There was a little 24-hour little kiosk area where you could buy water and sodas and candy bars and small little like microwavable type things for the room, and you could use your card, and it was just honor system. You go there and you pay and you go back up to your room. The hotel,
full service restaurant, full service bar, and a lot of people. A good sign is when there's a lot of people that are staying in the hotel or eating there as well. We only had the breakfast, which was exquisite, and we'll let Tina tell you more about that. But if their lunch and dinner were anything like their breakfast, it was a good place to eat.
Yeah, the hotel itself was gorgeous. Lots of beautiful amenities inside the hotel. Like we said, the concierge was top notch, very knowledgeable, very easy to work with and get your questions answered in a really quick manner, and he knew exactly what he was talking about. We did use the concierge to book our ride back to the airport when we were leaving, and that was really smooth, just worked slick. We just told him what we needed, what time our flight left, and he arranged it all for us, and our ride was there to pick us up when we were ready to go, so it worked really great. The breakfast, like Tyke said, was amazing. The little breakfast restaurant area was right off the street, so you sat there and you could look right out into the street and see all the hustle bustle and the beautiful Paris scenery. And it had everything you could ask for. It had all kinds of coffees. It had every cheese you could think of. It had all the breakfast meats that they typically do in Paris.
Yeah, and cheese, and they had an omelet chef that would custom make your eggs and omelet for you.
Yeah.
Every imaginable coffee and juice and water.
All the pastries.
And they personally sat you, so when you went there was a little bit of a line because they were seating you specifically. So we had the same waitress each day, and she was so personable. And it was just
she was really cute. She remembered
experience.
us and would talk to us personally every time we came in and sat down. It was fun to.
Yeah.
It was a really nice place to stay, and you really felt like you were welcome. The first night we got there, we got in pretty late, and we just went into our room and crashed. And you know, it's typical for Europe beds to be pretty hard mattress, and I'm used to a little bit softer mattress. So the next day we went up to the manager and we just asked, is there any way we could change rooms and get a bed that's a little softer, more like what we're used to, because I didn't think I could sleep on that bed for 4 more nights. So she was so sweet and so attentive, and she said, come on, let me show you a room. And she walked us upstairs to this room, and she said, you know, see if this will work for you. Sit on the bed, do what you need to do to see if this will work. And the bed was so much softer, and it worked great. We loved that bed. We loved that room. We stayed there the rest of the trip, and we just had a great time at this hotel. The location was perfect. It was within walking distance from, well, we did take some taxis, some Ubers, a few places, because we didn't want to wear ourselves out. So we would walk part of the way or walk there and then
take an Uber back
do
to
our
the hotel.
things, and then because a lot of the stuff we did was walking. Like we went to the Eiffel Tower, we went to the Louvre, we did a lot of things that required walking around museums.
Yeah.
So we would either take a Uber to close to the Eiffel Tower and then walk around and walk back, or vice versa. So, but we wanted to walk because we wanted to see the beautiful parts of Paris that you just can't see when you're on the other mass transportation type things. So, all in all, I think we really enjoyed this hotel, and we would give it probably like a 10 out of 10, 9 or 10 out of 10.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, I think everything this hotel offered for us for what we wanted to do was perfect. I know we really enjoyed the museums, and it was right in the center of all of that stuff. So it was really easy to get to different things. And
whether you're going for the first time or if you're going again, take a look at it. You won't be disappointed. And it really just comes down to service. There's other places to lay your head, granted, but you know, to get a centralized location that has a lot of amenities and a lot of access, I think you'd be hard pressed to find one that was better than the Crowne Plaza. So
let us know if you've stayed there, and if you plan to go there, let us know how it was, and we'll catch you on the
share
next
everything
video.
we know.
Thanks, guys.